Hello and welcome to this latest XTB Market Alert. Today I want to speak about several markets where we've seen some pretty big moves today and identify some possibly attractive trading opportunities. So first off, if we look at the watch list on the left hand side, you can see under energy we see some pretty big gains in the space today, with oil up over 1.9%, oil.WTI just over 1.6% and nat gas higher by almost 2.5%. Now the reason for these moves has been some pretty positive news as far as the oil price is concerned coming out of Saudi Arabia, with Saudi Aramco, the state's oil company, announcing they're planning to cut production by 500 barrels per day next month. Now Iranian sanctions have been a big fundamental driver for the oil price lately, and we've seen a pullback as the US announced that they'd have waivers for several Iranian sanctions, and Saudi Arabia, as a swing producer of oil, have been expected to increase their production to offset any shortfall from Iran. However, now they're talking about actually cutting production. This could be seen as positive, and this is why we've seen this quite large gap higher in the price. And big event to look out for coming up in the next few weeks is the OPEC meeting on the 6th of December. And rather than OPEC and Saudi Arabia actually raising their output, there's talk once more that they may cut production, with them saying, their Saudi energy minister saying that their analysis suggests they may even cut production by as much as 1 million barrels per day. And you can see that oil price has fallen strongly in recent weeks after making a high of 86.75 at the start of last month, and we did actually slip into bear market territory below 69.40 on Friday, as defined by a 20% drop from that high. You can see we have pushed back above there, and perhaps more importantly, we're back above this 70.30 level. You can see previously this has acted as a key swing level going all the way back to the end of last year, and if price remains above here, then we could see a recovery of these declines and a pushback higher. If we turn our attention now to oil WTI and look on an hourly time frame, you can see this move lower has been quite nicely captured by the H1 Ichimoku cloud. There have been a few occasions when prices popped above the cloud, but we haven't got fully confirmation from all the lines that are associated with this, so the break wasn't confirmed. You can see we have fallen back lower, but more recently, just in the last few hours, we are back near this cloud once more, and if we can break out above the highs of the day, around 61.25, then price could get above this cloud and it could be seen to signal a short-term trend change. In terms of support, where we closed on Friday at 59.88 is a possible area to look for if we do get this gap being filled, and if that does give way, then possibly the lows of 59.30 are another area to look to. Now turning our attention to FX, we've seen a pretty major drop in Euro-US dollar today. Price has fallen down below the 113 handle. You have to go all the way back to June of last year to see a lower price. Now there was a potential double bottom forming here just above 113 after we saw a positive bounce just a couple of weeks ago, but this rejection that we saw after the US midterms has put the market back under pressure, and we've seen the market fall down back below this 113, and today's candle where it closes in a daily time frame could prove significant. If we do close below 113, we are testing what could be seen as a falling neckline of a big head and shoulders, with a head at the top here, one shoulder here and the right shoulder here. And if we do drop down below here, then we could see further declines with 111.10 and possibly even 108.60 targets to the downside. In terms of indices, we've seen also a move low in the DE30 cash, so this is a German benchmark. You can see we had been range bound in recent weeks from around 11.410 to highs around 11.690, but we got a very strong sell-off in the first few hours of today's cash session around 8 AM, and you can see we've actually dipped down below that 11.410 and moving down lower. Now this is an area to look for possible resistance anywhere from 11.410 to let's say 11.450, but if the price can't get back above there, then we could be set to revisit last month's lows, and we could see declines all the way back down to around this 11.50 handle. Okay, thanks for listening and best of luck if you're trading these markets going forward.